Welcome to another episode of Progress and Promise. It's here, fellow parents, the time we all have known is coming, summer break. And while we want our little darlings to have time to unplug and unwind after the school year, we can't let their brains turn completely to mush over break. Luckily, our area is home to a growing number of outlets that will help keep kids and their minds nimble over the summer. And while it's a big joke at my house that I periodically have to check to see if their brains have turned to mushy goo and started leaking out of their ears from too much TV, summer learning loss is a real thing and something that can impact a child's learning level once they do return to class in the fall. Quint?
Yes.
Is back with us in studio.
I earned my way back.
Executive producer Quint Studer.
I was in timeout, but I'm out. I'm back.
And we're so pleased.
Thank you.
I'm glad your behavior improved.
Well, it's a topic that interests me, being I was a classroom teacher for 10 years. And when I was a teacher, there wasn't the FCAT, there wasn't the testing, or I'm sure I wouldn't have done that well, really. But
none of us would have.
But we knew the kids would fall back in the summer. We just planned on it. So the first 2-3 weeks of the classroom was sort of catching them back up. Today, like you said, parents, grandparents, people don't have that luxury anymore, that a kid and a child really has to stay with it. And we're fortunate, as you said, to have so many options for children, not only to not fall backwards, but to go forward and to enjoy themselves while they're learning.
Because that's the most important thing. If we can make the learning seem like fun, then it's kind of sneaking it in there.
Absolutely.
They don't even know it's happening.
And you can have a lot of fun at the Flight Academy.
And that is why we are so lucky to have with us is our guest, Karen Sindell, Business Development Director for the National Flight Academy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Very excited.
Karen, that is a super fancy title. What does that mean?
It means that other than astronauts and the Blue Angels, I have the coolest job in the world.
Wow.
It means that...
I throw Blue Wahoos in there, but okay.
All right, okay.
It means that at the National Flight Academy, it is my honor to find as many students as possible to come join us in our summer program. We have 108 openings every week, and this summer has been going along marvelously. Every Sunday, we get about 108 new kids. They stay with us on board overnight until Friday when they graduate in front of all their family and friends at the Blue Angel Atrium. And what they do with us, they do nowhere else in the world. We are the world's only landlocked aircraft carrier. They come aboard, it's math camp, but they don't know that. What they know is that they come aboard and they're put in squadrons, and their flight leaders are actually math and science teachers. They spend the week planning missions, flying in simulators, learning all about the theory of flight, doing humanitarian missions by taking water to a disabled cruise liner. So they spend their week doing science, technology, engineering, and mathematics for students who are in grades 7 through 12. They work together in squadrons, in teams. We do an enormous amount of workforce readiness, such as team building, leadership, strategic planning, chaos management, all done in a 102,000 square foot building that looks, sounds, and smells like an aircraft carrier. The only one in the world, and it's right in your backyard.
I've been there.
Yes, you have.
And I've been there, and I think what's really fascinating, which I think really aligns with what children are interested in, is the amount of computerization, the video. I mean, if you almost would think I'm playing with video games, but they actually are learning math and science, aren't they?
Oh, yes, they are. In fact, the technology in our building is, bar none, the finest in this community. We have on our second floor, we have what we call joint operations centers and joint intelligence centers. And if you think in terms of a room that is full of banks of computers and smart boards, in fact, we have smart boards that are turned to lay flat. We run Google Earth on them, and we have the only 3 in the world. These are our classrooms. But they don't feel like classrooms. There's no textbooks. It's a matter of learning how to use all this technology and apply different types of math techniques while planning missions.
Well, tell me, how did Pensacola get so lucky to be able to have a resource like this, not just for our kids, but you draw regionally?
Oh, we have currently, this is our 3rd summer, and we have currently served over 2,000 students from 40 states and 3 foreign countries. And we got this amazing project, this amazing venue, because 20 years ago, some community leaders such as Admiral Furlong, J.J. Coonan, Admiral Fetterman recognized that America was sliding backwards in its prestige as being able to produce students who did well in math and science. So 20 years ago, they had a vision for the National Flight Academy. They raised $45 million of private funds and built this it's so hard to describe it if you haven't seen it, because when you walk through that front door and you really begin to become immersed in the whole program, and you realize that it makes Disney look old.
Tell us about the curriculum, because when I went through there, they talked about working with science and math teachers from different school districts to make sure the curriculum was one that would be really up to date and align with where the child went back when they finished the program.
That's very important to us, and thank you for inquiring. Our education partner is the University of West Florida, and they have developed our entire curriculum based on core curriculum standards. So not only is our curriculum meet standards that are set by school districts, but it is taught by educators who are trained in our program. Being a school teacher does not mean you can come work for us. You have to understand the immersive process. What is it like to teach a classroom of 12 to 24 students who range in ages from 11 to 17 with no textbooks? How do you get the point across? How do you get them to understand the skill set that they need? Plus, through UWF, if a student who is going into 11th or 12th grade chooses to do a little extra work while they're on board with us, they can actually earn 1 full college credit in 6 days, which is amazing. But we're extremely proud of our curriculum because it is fun, it is high energy, but it is education.
Right.
And that's important, you know, particularly everything you hear in the education world these days is STEM this and STEM that, and that is science, technology, engineering, and math, which are all the disciplines that the Flight Academy is supposed to touch on.
We do, and we touch on it through, we teach it, we discuss it, we do it, we debrief it. So every 45 minutes to an hour, the groups of students are moving from a joint information center, which is a room full of computers where they're doing research and learning different skill sets, to a ready room, which is where they brief and talk about what the mission's going to be, and they come up with a plan as a team. And then they break apart, and half of them go to Hangar Bay to our 30 network simulators, which we are the only organization with that outside the DoD, the Department of Defense, or they go into mission control. And then we come back and debrief. So they learn by researching and doing it and debriefing it over and over. It's very hands-on, it's fully immersive, and it's another way of me telling you that these students don't see real TV for 6 days.
Well, that is outstanding. I'm all for that.
Darn.
Quint's out.
Darn.
That's it. He's done.
Let me ask you some more questions. I'm watching the show and I have a child or a grandchild, a nephew, or I'm an employer, and I'd like to say, wow, this would be great to offer my employees children's maybe reward and recognition. Tell us about the ages again.
Thank you. It's the students need to have completed 6th grade, but not graduated high school.
Okay.
Okay.
That's their only requirement.
Well, I know the other thing you do, though, you pay very careful attention to how you don't commingle and commingle with ages, because they stay overnight, don't they, sometimes?
They do, and students need to be registered a full 2 weeks before arrival, because we work with University of West Florida. We take that information and we put them into those squadrons, and the squadrons are gender blended, so they're boy and girl, but it's age appropriate. So my 11, 12, 13-year-olds are together. And then when we go to 3rd floor at night for them to go to sleep, there's hallways that are just boys, and then there's the hallways that are just girls.
I was real impressed with how much energy you put into making sure the appropriate age mingle, appropriate sex mingle, and so on. What about, again, I know you draw from all over the United States and foreign countries. I'm watching the show and I'd sort of say, well, I wouldn't mind getting my child in. How would I do that?
Oh, go to our website, nationalflightacademy.com. First of all, there's an amazing virtual tour. It's great for the students to watch. It's amazing for parents to see. Our registration is completely online. You look to see when you want little Timmy or Susie to come, and you fill out the paperwork online. If you want them to try and earn a scholarship, our scholarship protocol is also online. So we've made it extremely simple. Everything is through the website, or they go to the website, they look up my phone number or the phone number for the Flight Academy, call. We're pretty much always there.
Well, I think, Karen, you remind me of a 24/7 human being.
We kind of are.
Yeah,
I
a
mean,
little
think
bit.
about it. We start on Sunday. We graduate them on Friday. On Saturday, that allows me to do corporate events where companies come in and do corporate offsites.
Yes.
Then we start again on Sunday.
Are there is there special programming for the summer particularly?
The summer is what we call our high lift season because students are out of school. So that's our deployment, the 6-day product. We'll do 12 full weeks. We did 2 weeks of spring break also. And we also offer a 3-day program called a cruise. That allows me to get students that are a little bit younger, 5th and 6th grade, and I can do that anytime outside of summer. And we do a lot of private schools, a lot of
nice.
academies, students from other communities where they are allowed to come during school. I can do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we do 1-day adventures where we've done a lot of Boy Scout groups where they come in and spend the day and earn a merit badge.
So just like we get at the Blue Wahoos, people call for tours. If I'm watching this and I have a community group, I can do a 1-day event there, right?
Absolutely. We do everything from allowing you to have your meeting there. We can do breakfast, lunch, dinner, cocktail receptions. We can bring in guest speakers. We are full service, and we actually customize everything to meet the need of the client.
Fantastic.
But
Well,
let's figure out how to get somebody there.
let's do it. We have a little news to share,
Yes.
gang. Our generous executive producer and his wife, Quinn and Rishi, have a scholarship to the Flight Academy that they are going to offer.
Wonderful. Oh, thank you. That's phenomenal. Thank
But
you.
there's a catch.
There's a catch.
It's not a freebie.
Not a freebie.
Fully. You need to write the old-fashioned essay. I mean, you can type. You probably don't really have to write. But I need to have an essay about why your student should go to the Flight Academy.
Right.
What do you want to get out of it? What is it going to mean to you and your summer to have this great opportunity?
Oh, that's amazing.
So if you get it to Shannon, and she'll give you the her how to do it. And why don't we do this to have some fun?
Okay.
We'll give first prize will be the week, and maybe second prize will be a 3-day cruise.
Oh, that would be
So we
wonderful.
can have
Great.
2 winners. And that way, if you're watching this and you say, gee, I'm really interested in this, but I just can't afford it right now,
Yeah.
we can offer that. And we know we always do something. So everybody that enters will get something. It won't be a
Oh, that's
prize at the
so
Flight
nice.
Academy, but we'll make sure everybody that takes time to write an essay gets some type of reward and recognition. But this, because we believe so much in first of all, you've done so much for this community even before the Flight Academy,
Thank
Karen.
you.
And we appreciate that you and the general and everybody are so gung-ho on this. And because it's one of those things that people all over the United States know, but maybe some people even in Pensacola weren't just completely knowledgeable on what's available here.
Well, a lot of people think that it's out of their reach. They think, oh, my kid doesn't have enough math skills, or we don't have enough money, or this is not something for people like us. And we remove all those barriers. I tell the students when they come on board, in fact, we don't call them students, they're student pilots or AXPs. We tell them, you're part of our team. We don't care about your background. What we know is that you're part of us. We're all going to work together as a team this week. And for the parents, we tell them that we removed those barriers that are the I can't, so I'm not smart enough,
I don't
it's
know
too
about-
hard, I don't like math.
Well, it's teamwork too.
It's all
So
done.
this could actually take a child that maybe hasn't been as engaged in school.
Right.
And I know in talking to Admiral Fetterman, one of his dreams was to take children that maybe weren't as engaged as you'd like them to be and get them back engaged in what they can be. So
Oh, absolutely.
And Jack Fetterman used to always talk, you know, Jack Fetterman never gave up on anybody.
No, he didn't. And in fact, I'll do a super brief story. We had a student come through last year, and at the end of the summer, you know, he did really well. And he came back to us and told us a few months ago how it changed his life, that he was not going to finish school, and now he is, and we know we
Perfect.
make a difference.
That's
Makes it worth
perfect.
it.
And we want someone out there to be able to have the chance. So if you email me, Shannon at studercdg.com with your essays, you can have the chance to get on board the Flight Academy too. Stick around and we'll be right back.